Good morning, class. Today we are going to start the lesson, The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Do you know these people? Look in your picture. What instrument do they play? You see the picture and identify their instrument. Think of the Shehnai, and the first thing you will probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. The next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai maestro, playing this instrument. So today we shall discuss the important point of this lesson, and we are going to start. Pungi was banned by Emperor Aurangzeb because it had a shrill and unpleasant sound. A barber improved the tonal quality of pungi by using a pipe with a hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pungi, and he made 7 holes on the pipe. On closing and opening the holes, it produced a soft and melodious sound. The pungi got a new name as Shehnai, which was derived from Nai, meaning barber, and Sheh because the barber played it in the Shah's chambers. Shehnai became a part of the Naubat, an ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Considered as auspicious, the Shehnai is played in temples and weddings. His grandfather Rasul Bakhsh Khan, his father Paigambar Bakhsh, and other paternal ancestors were great Shehnai players. Bismillah Khan spent his childhood in Darman in Bihar. He sang Bhojpuri Chetia at the Bihariji temple to get a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg as an award. At the age of 3, his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Benares. Bismillah Khan was fascinated on seeing his uncle practice Shehnai. Ali Bakhsh started giving him lessons in Shehnai. Bismillah would practice throughout the day in solitude at the temple of Balaji and Mangla Maiya and on the banks of the river Ganga. The flowing water of river Ganga inspired him to improve and invent new ragas considered beyond the range of Shehnai. Bismillah Khan brought the instrument on the classical stage. At the age of 14, he gave a recital at the Allahabad Music Conference. He got his first big break when he performed at the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, he was also the first Indian to greet the nation on Independence Day with Rag Kafi, which flowed from his Shehnai from the Red Fort. Bismillah Khan's first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Khan, impressed with his art, gave him Persian carpets and other sovereigns as gifts. He also composed music for the film Goonj Uthi Shehnai, its song Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, and Vikram Srivastav Khanna film Shahandi Apna. He was the first Indian to perform at the Lincoln Central Hall in the United States of America, at the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Okesha Trade Fair. An, an auditorium in Tehran was also named after him, Teher Mosque Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was conferred with Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and with Bharat Ratna in 2001. He loved Banaras and India. He refused an offer to start a Shehnai school. In America, Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21 August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and Government of India declared on the national mourning. So it were the main points of the lesson, and you read the lesson and hope it will be clear to you. Thank you.